The new year brought heartache to a family in Oroville, California, as a young woman just beginning her adult life disappeared. After an extensive search, her family finally learned the fate of Tatiana Dugger, but the police are still left with more questions than answers. Today, we will examine the events leading to the conclusion of the missing persons case involving the 19-year-old California woman. Her body was discovered on March 28, 2021, and DNA testing confirmed the remains belonged to Tatiana Dugger, who had vanished a few months earlier. Limited information has been released about what may have caused her death, as the case is still ongoing. Tatiana Sunshine Dugger truly lived up to her name. Her friends and family described her as a charismatic teen who grew up in a close-knit family in Oroville, California, a quiet town in Butte County north of Sacramento. As a recent graduate of Las Plumas High School, she was eager to leave her small town and moved to Los Angeles in the fall of 2020 to live with roommates. Her family was undoubtedly happy to see her return to Oroville for the Christmas holiday. With New Year's Eve approaching, Tatiana left one night with a man her family didn't know, and they drove to Oakland. Tragically, Tatiana would never return home to her family again. According to Tatiana's sister, Tatiana Dugger, the man may have been associated with Tatiana's new roommates in Los Angeles. Little is known about him other than that he goes by the name Marcos. Tatiana's other sister, Savannah, commented on Marcos saying, "We never knew him. We never knew him as a boyfriend or anything like that. But we aren't sure. She could have just not told us that." The two booked a room at the Westwind Lodge in East Oakland and stayed there for over a week. It's unclear why they remained there for so long, especially since this part of Oakland is not known for its tourism infrastructure. On January 7th, Tatiana called her mother, and they spoke for about an hour. Her mother mentioned that nothing about the call seemed out of the ordinary. Everything seemed fine. As a daughter, sister, and aunt, Tatiana was in daily contact with her family, either through phone calls or her various social media accounts. However, on January 9th, none of her family had heard from her and she hadn't been active on social media. Her uncharacteristic lack of communication immediately raised concern. In an interview, Tatiana's sister Deneen stated that on the night of January 8th, Tatiana and Marcos attended a party. According to Deneen, Marcos apparently left her at the party alone, and Tatiana never made it back to the hotel that night. Marcos supposedly returned to the party to find her, but Tatiana was already gone. The last contact made from Tatiana's cell phone occurred around 3 a.m. when she sent an unassuming Snapchat to Deneen. This final cell phone activity pinged to a rundown park far from the hotel where she was staying. After being unable to reach Tatiana the next day, Deneen filed a missing persons report with the Oakland Police Department. The police conducted a wellness check on the hotel room Tatiana was staying in. They found no signs of foul play or potential kidnapping. All her belongings were still in the room. Her car was locked in the parking lot, but her cell phone went straight to voicemail. Tatiana's family spearheaded the search for the missing 19-year-old. They organized gatherings and sold face masks and cookies to raise funds for a reward offered for information about her disappearance. A GoFundMe campaign raised enough money to hire a private detective to conduct an independent investigation. Online speculation suggested that she might have fallen victim to human trafficking, a significant concern in California, which has the highest number of human trafficking cases in the United States, with Oakland being a notable hotspot. However, with no tips or substantial evidence, it remained unconfirmed whether human trafficking played a role in Tatiana's disappearance. For weeks, the family faced the anguish of not knowing Tatiana's whereabouts or condition. A cousin expressed the pain of uncertainty, saying, "Just not knowing where she's at, if she's okay is the hardest part. If she's cold, if she's lonely, if she's still alive, we don't know, we have no answers. I just want her to know that we're never going to give up. We're never going to give up looking for her." However, on March 28th, the search came to a tragic conclusion when a hiker discovered a body in the woods off U.S. Route 97 in Siskiyou County, 8 miles northeast of the city of Weed. Medical examiners conducted a rapid DNA test and confirmed that the body was indeed Tatiana Dugger. The Siskiyou County Sheriff released a statement indicating that the remains appeared to have been at the location for an extended period. The mystery of how Tatiana ended up over 250 miles from where she was last seen remains unsolved. Authorities have not provided updates on whether any arrests have been made in connection with her death or disappearance, as the investigation continues. Tragically, Tatiana's GoFundMe page, which initially aimed to support her recovery, was redirected to fund her unexpected funeral. Her sister shared on social media, "Our hearts will forever be broken by this news. Please continue to keep our family in your prayers. Somewhere out there, someone holds information about who is responsible for this young woman's disappearance and death." As Tatiana's family faces this immense loss, the search for justice continues. Have you come across any information about Tatiana Sunshine Dugger or her case? Authorities urge anyone with details regarding her death or disappearance to reach out to Butte County detectives or Siskiyou County authorities.